bad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Action RPG live stream. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG. Today, we are doing something special. Today, we are doing something different. As you can see, I am not alone. I have two of my senior moderators with me, Daft and Guilty, and we are going to be recording podcast number 13, which is normally exclusive only for our Patreons, but we wanted to try it over Twitch today to put some video out there instead of just audio. So Daft, why don't you go ahead and say hello?
How's it going, guys?
Guilty, go ahead, sir.
Hey, yo!
There it is. Oh, look at that. You're already doing a heist? Oh, I can do that too. Now you can remind me. So for today, we've got lots of topics. Of course, we need to talk about my new unique. What's today? It's today. Tuesday? Wednesday?
It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Tuesday's practically over. So we got Wednesday, Thursday. We only got a couple days left before I have my stream here on Aaron Action RPG, where we're going to build my new unique out. And instead of having these two fantastic gentlemen, we are going to have two of the senior moderators from 11th Hour Games. So that's on Friday. So we're going to talk about Last Epoch. We're going to talk about, what else are we talking about? Games we're currently playing. Guilty, what else is on the agenda today?
Well, we have to pay our respects to someone that the community lost recently. Razor Guy.
Yeah.
So he passed away. Robert Krakoff passed away. Razor Guy. You know, one of the main reasons why we have cool mainstream keyboards now, because he thought it could happen and made it happen. Definitely an advocate for specialty mice, for keyboards, other peripherals, and he's gone. So R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace. Thank you for everything you did for the industry.
Yeah. We've all used the parts.
Oh, for sure. Now, Daft.
For years.
Now, Daft, before we begin, I need you to just give us a quick tour of your background. Okay, what do we have? You don't have to get up, but like, what do you got back there? I see a lot going on.
There's multiple stuff from the gaming past. I mean, there's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons modules over here, and some dice, and some Warhammer online from that thing. The beta stuff you could get's over there. There's some board games, a couple of pictures of the kids, more stuff on this side. So a lot of Star Trek mixed in there as well.
I like that light on that right there, like
this one.
Yeah.
It's one of those Edison lights. It's really nice. It's got a nice dim system. Well, thank you. Yeah, that is.
I've been saying I'm gonna install my floating shelves that are gonna go right there for honestly months at this point. I still haven't done it. I should just have guilt.
All right, you haven't been busy lately or at all. You know?
I know, right? Okay.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. So, podcast 13. Okay, we're going to start right now. For my new unique coming to Last Epoch, what's most important is the unique effect. What is it going to do and bring that is different to the game? Now, Guilty, I'm going to call on you first to quickly read through the last submissions that we have sent to 11th Hour Games. And what we've been doing is basically sky's the limit. We'll submit a bunch of stuff. They'll say, no, yes, that won't work. And then we reform the list and keep sending it in, hoping that we find something.
Break the wall and get in there.
Exactly. Go ahead.
All right. So unique armor does something with Archmage and Mage Tree. Maybe you can take 2 or more, make it even bigger, stronger. Flame Warden. Unique armor does something with Necrotic Bomb and Mage Tree with no cooldown, maybe no effect, shoots 2, maybe more damage. More than one golem, summon a twin or a bunch of smaller golems. I actually like that one.
You really like Golem.
Golem's a cool looking thing. It looks cool. Doesn't kill anything.
Yeah, on every talk you've pushed the golem.
He does every talk.
Bear stuff.
Because it's cool.
Okay.
But hilarious idea from the community. Here it is. Unique armor turns skeletons into undead squirrels, which I also really like.
That one's cool.
It's already in the game. They just need to like give them a green poof, little green mist coming at them or something.
I think that one would be very easy to do. They would just do the same thing they did. Wolves would turn into squirrels, so now skeletons would turn into squirrels, and they just need to change make the eyes red. Yeah, I mean, like, it'd be so easy.
Green particle
Done,
effect.
edit.
There you go. You're done.
Yeah.
Sell it. Pack it up. Gold face. This was everyone's favorite idea. Guardian chest that gives you a health buff and boosts golem damage, but golem takes more damage.
So it's a give and take.
It's not bad.
But-
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. When the golem is up and armor is equipped, you are linked like a tether. Also really cool.
Mhm.
Higher survivability, but need to stay close to the golem, which puts you in harm's way. I mean, just get good. Get good, kid.
Yep.
Unique armor turns skeleton warriors into skeleton captains. Still a possibility, although we kind of strayed away from that because it was too close to
Death Knights.
Death Knights, yeah. Unique armor allows you to take on minion affixes, which is really cool.
Yes.
Can be broken.
Yes.
Potential
That
for
would be-
breaking high. Unique armor increases skeleton damage by X%. When a skeleton dies, 2 are raised for X seconds. Also a cool idea.
That's
bad.
Xacius's idea. That's X's
He
idea.
came up with a good idea. That's a good
Yeah.
one. It's a very good one.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the stuff that didn't get a definitive no.
Yes, this was the positive week. I was mentioning this earlier. It was much more positive than last time.
Now,
Yeah,
so
we've got a lot of
far,
no's.
Good.
yeah, we've been getting lots of no's, which is okay. Like, we knew when
That's fine.
we started out, we said the sky's the limit.
That's the border.
So we'll just throw everything out there and then let them reel us in. So these are some
Right,
responses that
exactly.
we've gotten, okay? And I'm not going to read it verbatim, but basically said having multiple archmages isn't going to be a thing most likely. It would likely be one really strong archmage, okay? And that's kind of what Guilty was talking about for the Flame Warden. We said Necrotic Bomb, which is something that happens inside the Skeleton Mage tree. It's like this mortar that it actually says it's a mortar that shoots and does AoE. They said there's a lot we could do with that. They said the Guardian Golem idea is interesting, but it might come with a problem because Tether's already in the game for Frenzy Totem, but a Golem would be different than a Totem because a Golem moves. So kind of how that would work. And then they said minion affixes applying are also possible, but it would have to be certain affixes because, for example, like health, it's really easy to get 1,000% to minion health, and that wouldn't be able to transfer obviously to the player. Because if you had 1,000%, you know, you had 10 health, that's 10,000. So you can imagine if you
Hey.
had 3,000 health times 3,000, obviously that's.
I see nothing wrong here. It's fine.
But hopefully by today, their one of their senior developers is going to come through that list, narrow them down even further, and give us a better sense of what is possible. So yeah, so that feels good from a unique effect. Honestly, all of those would be awesome. There's always some where it's like, I don't know. I guess I would be a little disappointed if it was like these didn't work and the other ones did, but for the most part, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. Now, other affixes we want for it, we are going to be using the Immortal Plate base, which is going to have an implicit of endurance %. So we thought an affix on it could be endurance threshold, which would match the implicit. And then we want as much life as possible because since it's a chest armor in Last Epoch, you get a majority of your life from your armor.
Yeah.
So losing your armor, you take a big hit to survivability. So we're hoping that we can get some health affixes on it. And then, of course, as much minion damage or plus to minion skills. So, and I don't know if, a lot of times if you get a really cool affix, they make you take some kind of debuff. So, you bleed, you take bleed, or you're poisoning yourself or you're igniting yourself or you take more damage. So I don't know if they're going to make us do something like that. We'll have to wait and see.
As far as the penalties to outweigh the benefits, yeah.
Yeah, normally if you take too good, like if it's too good a buff, they'll make you, or the buff is direct to the debuff. So a lot of items lately has been you do more damage per stack of ignite that is on yourself. So you're hurting yourself in order to do more damage, and that's how they balance the item.
Right. Well, they got to balance it, so that's going to be the painful part of this whole process is once we get some, the positives, they're going to probably start throwing the negatives at us. I wonder if they're going to pose them like questions like, hey, do you want this kind of debuff? Do you want this? So curious about that part.
Now, we didn't test this previously. Guilty or Daft, do one of you want to try and share your screen and pull up the kind of skeleton rib cage that we thought would be a good image for it? Did you guys have that? The
one that X drew?
Yeah, you could show that.
Oh, from Discord.
Yeah. Did he put it in Patreon chat? I think that's where he...
Yeah, he did.
It is in Patreon chat.
Do you know how to share screen, Daft?
For this?
Yeah.
Not offhand, I probably do, but...
Towards the bottom, it's right next to turn camera on, share screen, mute, disconnect. It's the little...
yeah.
You should just click it, and then it'll show what's on your screen. So make sure you close all your tabs with all your bad stuff on it,
Of course.
I think it's a good little sketch up. It would look cool.
So
let me see. Let me hold up.
What we're looking at is basically a bone suit. It's a skeleton rib cage of bones, and then
like D3 style.
Yeah,
D2.
And then based upon the unique effect, if it's fire, it might have like fire rib cage, or some other people have said maybe green flames, kind of the color of
there is
Daft's background.
The only one I'm finding so far is Flenzer's pick, but it's just a picture of a rib cage. Let me go back a little further.
I mean, that would be fine too.
Yeah,
Eway, hello, sir.
Hey, Eway.
You out of the way. Okay. In here.
Oh, you started a raid.
Oh no, I did.
Look at that gamble right there, though.
I'm not talking about that.
94.
All right. It's not in that chat. It's in a different chat.
This is the idea they were going with, though. Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta hold on a second. No, it's not gonna work.
No.
The way it's set up. Kill it, Daft?
Well, no, there's half of it.
Yeah, try it now. Click that. There it is.
Yeah, this is the picture they showed. The concept would be cool for an armor piece, You put some color on it and give it a nice, rich interior between the bones, so it has some magical look or undeady. Be pretty sweet.
Yeah, looks good.
It's interesting when you share your screen, it kills Guilty, which is good because we don't want him on anyways. So
fine is fine. Nobody wants.
All right, change this. Go back to.
So let's see if it works. Unshare your screen.
How badly broken will it be?
What did Eway say? Wow, the very first time I saw Daft in person. Look at that.
Ah, yeah.
You should just like you went, just like.
And he rolled an 11.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
An 11? Let's roll a die.
So just like you hit share screen, just turn off share screen.
Great. I'm getting there. Everything's going a little funky on me. It's all good. Cancel. All right. Unshare screen. Not disconnect. Share your screen.
Go back into the audio chat.
Discord.
Click.
Gotcha.
Boom. And then uncheck the share screen, which is 2 to the left of end call.
To the left and call. Right here. I'll stop streaming.
Yeah, stop streaming.
Yeah.
There guilty's back.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. So that's what we're thinking for the unique
As
item.
you see, and we're learning all this Discord.
No, it's good.
Buttons and clicks and
It's working. You guys look great.
and gadgets. And
This is your first Twitch
widgets.
live stream.
This is
technically
true.
it's the second.
So
Is it?
thanks for bearing with
Yeah,
us.
we tested out the other day for like 5 minutes and it broke.
That's true. And technically you've streamed with me over Anvil. You just haven't had your video on. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's
That's
right.
so I mean, technically that is true. Okay. What else do we need to talk about last Epoch related?
Well, they're talking about possibly releasing multiplayer this year, which is going to be a huge boon.
Yeah, so for Dev Chat 50, the recent one I put out on Saturday, I reached out to Zizarin, who had a dev chat with Mike and Star. What's his name? I can't remember his name. And they confirmed, subject to change, which not really a confirm, that multiplayer will be here this year. So they've alluded to that for a long time, but
They have.
I mean, they alluded to it last year.
We're so close to 9, and it's supposed to be out before 1, right? That was pretty much the game plan. Get it out somewhere in the 9s.
So last Epoch multiplayer is going to be the 0.9.0 update, but that doesn't mean you have to get through 8.6 and 8.7 and 8.8 and 8.9. They said that they'll keep going up, and then once it's ready, they'll jump to 9. So
that's when 9 will be, regardless.
Exactly. So my thought is we get 0.8.6, and then we get nothing else until 9. I think that's what happens.
I have a theory. Since they've already got testing underway.
Yep.
That means they've already alphaed it. It's in beta right now, as far as multiplayer is concerned. Like the game is probably in a playable state. It just needs some tweaks and some desync issues.
I just think they're scared to release with any issues. I think they're just timid right now. As far as like they've been testing it, they've been pushing it, they've had a team on it for a while now, and it's just I think they're just afraid to push the button because once you commit, you're committing.
Yeah, but as long as they release it in early access, it's fine. It's not a final product.
Right.
Yeah. As long as it's not a 1.0 release and it's broken, they're good.
Well,
but we know the ARPG market, though. The players, some are massively impatient, so they're just waiting.
What's the sum you're talking about?
So the dev made a really funny joke, and it was a passive joke, right? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go on a limb and say 1% of the gaming community would understand this joke. Okay. I'm gonna say 1%.
I know.
He said that, multiplayer, I don't even remember what he said. He's talking about multiplayer's close, we're going to, our team has been playing it for over a year. We're now releasing it to the community testers this month. And then we're going to roll it out regional level slowly by slowly. We're not going to do something like drop 130,000 players on the servers. Okay. Now, 99.9% of people would not understand what he was saying, but Zizarin starts busting up laughing because the reason why he said 130,000 players is because, do you guys know the answer?
Why is that?
Because what do you think the peak concurrent players for Wolcen Lords of Mayhem is?
Wilson.
130.
It's like 129 or something like right there. So Zizarin starts busting up laughing. He's like, that's a very specific number that you chose, right?
All roads lead back to Wolcen.
Because Wolcen didn't, it wasn't regional. There really wasn't even like a large beta. Like it was in early access, you know, when it was in its pre-form. So like, hey, just like they do with updates, there's no hype. It's not like, oh, here's what we're thinking. And then 5 days leading up, and then it's going to be dropping on Friday at 10 a.m. They don't do anything like that. It'll be like out of nowhere, updates out. And that's basically what they did for the release of the game. They just out of nowhere, like Daft said, push the button. 130 people hit the servers, and I bet they melted. That's, like, in my head, I imagine like the studio servers, you know, they're like in flames or something, you know.
Very possible. Very possible.
For a long time, though, with the desync issues and getting kicked from games.
No, it's terrible. So anyways, they made a joke saying and it's good. Like, it shows that they're studying and they're going to learn from other people's mistakes, that they're not going to just push the button and let the floodgates open. It'll go community testers, regional testing, and they said that that'll move very fast. So once they're into the regional testing, it'll be like maybe by days, right? 1 day, let them in, no problems. 2 days later, and they'll slowly build up, and then hopefully, quickly everyone will be allowed in. So
right,
we're going to get it this year. And I think they know player numbers are way down. Almost every single Last Epoch video I make, I get 4 or 5 comments that are always like, if it's not about multiplayer, I don't care. I was promised it 2 years ago. I was promised it a year ago. I was promised it this year. Everything feels like an empty promise at this point. So, and 085 got 1/6, maybe 1/5 the amount of players than 084. So they know that even though this content update was smaller, still had 2 new dungeons, you still had arena champions, you still had all the new items, you still had all the new art, and it did not pull people back. Now, common wisdom is because Elden Ring and Lost Ark, those players weren't able to pull them, but a lot of people say, I'm done until multiplayer. I'm going to have to start over at multiplayer, so I don't want to play anymore. I want to play with my friends, so I think they know that.
Yeah, there is the people stalling because they don't want to recreate the wheel again,
Well, they've already balanced some stuff for multiplayer, and you can't really play the game the way it's intended if things are balanced for multiplayer and you only have single player.
But they've been I don't know if I should say they've been smart. Since I've been playing this game, and I'm sure Daft sees this, when you're building your character, there's been nodes in the passive trees and nodes in the skill trees that says like buffs allies as well, or in Paladin, in Primalist, like they've been thinking multiplayer a long time. Granted, they've been trying to put it in the game for a long time, but nodes to buff allies have been in there since the inception of the game. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Music Droid, also new dungeon, key drop rates. People did not seem to get them at the rate they wanted. What's up, Music Droid?
Good point.
So they did up the drop rates a little bit on keys. And during my last streams, I actually found more than I wanted. But this is actually what they said on key drop rates. They said that they can't put drop rates in for somebody that's already level 100. They have to put key drop rates in based upon someone starting from level 1 and working their way up to level 100. So
they're saying it'll change as you level, like tier wise.
Yeah, it's, basically when you're level 100 and you have all the best gear, you just want instant gratification. So like you expect to go into high tier and find 100 keys and run. Like that's not what it is. You find keys through the progression of the game. You find keys through the progression of the monolith. You find keys through the progression of arenas. So if you're just jumping into that end game content, you know, you haven't had the time to stockpile your keys. So if you're just running monos over and over again and you're only searching for keys, you're getting pissed because you're almost looking for keys like you'd be looking for boss drops.
Right.
So, but they did buff a little bit the key drop rates. And Mike, during his 2-hour streams, found 5. And he said that is abnormal. You know, that is very abnormal. You should not be able to find this many. But, you know, I think if you find a key an hour, it's pretty good. Pretty good. But the problem is you got to find the right key for the right dungeon. And then normally the dungeon will drop you a key to another dungeon or rerun the same dungeon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to find that balance where it's grindy enough, where it's not easy, but not grindy, where, you know, you're grinding into eternity and starting to get frustrated. You know, that's the balance you want to find.
The way that they're doing the balancing, you start off low and then you go real high. So you know you go high enough that you know that it's going to be too much. And then you half that, multiply it, then you half it, and you end up getting to where it needs to be by doing like too much, too little, too much, too little.
Yeah.
Whittling it down to where it needs to be.
So
it works.
Music Droid in chat said, yeah, I think the key drop rates were okay at first and devs gave in to the community pressure. Now they don't feel exciting to drop. Got far more than I ever need. And I think that's what happens in ARPGs. I can't tell you how many times it's like I found this item 40 times. And now I'm working on a build and I need one and I didn't save it. And now it doesn't matter. I could play. Yeah, I could play 10 days. I'll never get it again. And that's how it is. It's like, I want this singular Soulfire Bastion key. And the last 10 keys that dropped are every key but that one. That is the law.
Eway's talking about a key pouch. Do you think that'll ever be in?
Oh, it would be so nice. Eway, good idea.
Well, people complain no matter what, it is an RNG chance. Yeah, people
like each key takes up a single space in your Tetris bar.
Yeah, people have been asking for just to make them stackable for a long time.
Or stackable.
Yeah.
They should just make them
call it a pouch.
They should just make it where when you sort your affixes or your affix shards, they just the keys go with them. And then when you click on the dungeon, you could just pull them out or something.
Yeah, like currency. Just like treat it like gold.
Well, shards they want them treated like items, not gold. That's why they don't auto pick up like gold. Anyways,
you know, you got an engagement.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I got to play Tetris.
Sorry about the dog. At the door is probably a delivery.
No, you're fine. I can't even hear it. But I wish the dog was in your background. That would be fun.
No. Actually, she'd be fine if she was in here, but
I guess they still got more urgent stuff to tackle, I guess. Well,
yeah.
Well, it's possible. Like multiplayer bug free. Getting that panda bear armor for the werebear, that needs to happen.
Right. Path of clicking. The problem with them going to the forge is how will we make them or take them out after, since they plan to make them tradable, I think. So these are questions that have all been asked. I've heard every question so far. So if you sort the shards, can you pull the shards out to then trade them? Because you think of Path of Exile, you could sort all your currency and then pull the currency out to trade it. I would think they would do something similar to that. But if the keys just sorted in with affixes, then when you click on the dungeon door, you would just pick, what level you wanted to go into without actually having to place the key in. It would just let you do it. So yeah. I really want the passive reset button.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Judd told me in stream we were gonna get it, and then I got the follow-up message. Literally, the follow-up message was, "Hey, we know Judd said we are gonna get this, but It's not coming this next update. Now that's fine.
It's not that it's not coming at all. It's that it's not going to be the next update.
It's not game breaking. That it's not yet.
Look,
But
I don't work for 11th hour games. I just go off the little bit of information that I get, obviously. But it seems like there's lots of different opinions on how you should be able to reset your passive points.
Right. So
I was like, just make a reset all. I'll take just resets all better than clicking every single. I hate resetting my passives.
It's a small mini nightmare for sure.
No, it's not small. That takes a long time.
Well, if you have a,
You don't go. What I mean is, you don't go through it often. You know, and when you're doing testing.
Me,
you know, yeah.
I guess Aaron, yeah, when he's doing his builds.
It is not that it's not useful. It's that it's not. It's going to be tedious for them to do, and they don't want to do it.
Compared to reset skill button and launch new class, I choose launch new class. It's really funny, UA.
Yeah, exactly. Launch the 2 new classes. But I mean,
but in a skill, okay, for example, skills, you can reset up, or you can't you could take out a passive point or a skill point. Instead of me taking out a skill point, I just despecialize in the skill, then re-specialize in the skill, and then put my points in. Because I hate clicking. I hate clicking off all of them.
Right. I guess there's that, but you know, it's streamlined. It is just the button ultimately.
It will be a 1.0 thing, if it's anything.
DLC.
Because, yeah, pay $10 and get this UI reset button.
They're never doing DLCs
yet. We love you, 10 Cent.
We love you, 10 Cent.
10 Cent's not gonna get them to do DLCs.
Okay.
Well,
that's the hope.
They've said that they never want varying gaming experiences among friends, which means you and me and Guilty are playing, but I've got the DLC and he doesn't have the DLC, so we can't play together.
Well, yeah,
so
yes.
That will never be a thing. So maybe, they'll drop a DLC, but maybe it's free. Everyone gets it. Or I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah. Or like skin packages, like what PoE does.
They've said since
supplement. Yeah,
I've followed them for years. They have I've never seen anything that says that MTX will be anything but cosmetics. So,
well, no, I believe that 100%.
I believe so too. But they said they're going to do skill MTXs. So that should be kind of cool.
The 10 Cent pet is going to give you a boost, and it's going to cost $100.
No,
and it picks up everything.
Picks up everything for you, and it heals you and probably rub your feet.
Then it would be fine.
Yeah, we love you, 10 Cent.
10 cents.
It will be hard.
Always thinking about us.
That's not going to happen. You guys are not giving me confidence in the future of Last Epoch.
Oh. No, I have confidence in the future of Last Epoch.
Look, Eway says Diablo style. No. Pets also solo T4
Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you.
No. But if you did not know this, and I just said it a second ago, they will have skill MTX that fits inside the lore of the game. What does that mean? It means that your meteor, you can actually change the way the meteor looks, even though it won't actually change anything mechanically of the skill, as far as like
PoE.
Yeah, it won't be. You won't be able to make it like a larger impact or more damage impact. But instead of a fireball, you could turn it into like, I don't even what else would a fireball be? I don't know. More flames coming off your fireball. But they said it has to be lore driven, so you can't drop like a unicorn horn, out of the sky, or shoot.
I strike you with the holy unicorn horn.
Yeah, exactly. I guess actually a unicorn horn would work, but a whole unicorn wouldn't. Something like
just
that.
The unicorn horn.
Just the horn?
Just the stump.
Just the horn.
I guess this horn
like
would
a
fit.
Baseball bat.
Yeah, that would work.
It's a bludgeon. It's fine.
Yeah,
Void
but bet
meteors.
you they have some meme bee MTX. They love bees. I've actually got approval for my unique item to do undead bees. I guess that's on there
Hey.
as well.
That would be cool.
The bees is kind of a low level, I would feel. Like it would be low level of gearing
Yeah.
or leveling gear.
But
You know.
everyone would get access to it then.
Now, I was very vocal. I was one of the people very, very vocal. Like, probably the most direct feedback I've ever given their team was one podcast or one dev stream. They were talking about when is a good time to introduce MTX into the game. And I told
And it's
them,
I
released.
think post-release.
I just told them they cannot put payable MTX visuals in the game until they finish all 3D renders for existing items.
Yeah,
At
because
least.
people get
And the
worried.
2 classes and the multiplayer.
So
You
yeah,
got the new classes to do still.
because
their
at the
gear.
time when I put in that communication, without exaggeration, I would say 50 to 70% of all items did not have the picture matching what it looked like on your character. And I was like, you can't sell MTX when you haven't even finished the base item.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, that'd be dirty.
it would be. Yeah, it
well,
would feel dirty.
Look at a game that's really good. We play it in multiplayer, but the community got very upset when they started a season pass ×2 on a paid game that's not even released yet.
are you talking about Anvil?
Sure am. You know, a $10 and a $25 season pass on a $25 game that's not actually finished into 1.0 yet.
Man,
Still
we're
in
way
early
off.
access, right?
We're way
Yeah.
off topic now, but I just sometimes
Yeah.
don't you ever just try and envision yourself like in that board meeting, in that Zoom call? Hey everyone. We don't have a lot of player numbers right now, but we've got a pretty good game. It's in early access. And it's a paid game. I think it's a good idea to put in a double paid battle pass. What do you guys think?
What time are we golfing?
And that is that all it is? Is it just a let's make as much money as humanly possible and dump the game? Like that's how it comes across.
Yes. They have a legal obligation to do what's in the best interest of the shareholder, and that's always monetary.
Anvil
Right.
Anvil is not a publicly traded
Oh
company.
no, it's not. You're in Anvil. I don't know what that problem was, but as far as like big games over here, AAA companies here, that's how it works.
Eway, in last epochs, I don't think they're eager to put in MTX. I just think they posed a silly question to give everybody. Well, sorry. Last epoch, literally since I've been playing for 2 years, you could pull up the cosmetic menu. So they built into the game. They've built into the game. You've got your
thing.
you've got your normal like inventory and where you place your items, and then you have a secondary screen that shows where you put your MTX onto your character that changed the way it looks. And they've actually developed that interface for a long
UI's
time.
done.
Yeah.
So they've they've set up the UI, they've set up all the back systems. So they're probably ready right now for payable MTX. And that's why
Probably
people
have some.
they probably already have some. They probably already. So they're
I
just
have my Space Weasel, whatever it is. They gave that to us at launch.
Yeah.
Well, at not launch, but
yeah, that thing's ugly too.
Has anybody seen any of the artwork for the MTXs at all?
No.
I didn't think so. I mean, it's not in their forums per se. So
I think that would be a secret. And there's probably a team that works specifically on that from the beginning. So
There's
they have
just-
some release at launch.
There's just so much
Right.
negative that comes from it because the game does get beat up a little bit on a visual perspective built on Unity, and I know we can make Unity pretty. It just takes people knowing what to do, but it's not CryEngine, it's not Unreal, right? So, a lot of people
Those engines do it for you in many cases.
Exactly. So, they've always all the last epoch looks like a dated game. And if they drop some super awesome MTX, they're going to get called out for you meant to make the other stuff look bad so that we have to buy
right.
this other. There's such a negative stigma that comes with it. And I do get it, especially on a paid game.
Yeah.
Even though Lost Ark pisses me off too. But.
I can completely see that point though. People will. It was what I was referring to earlier. If they release anything and it's not, it's going to edge somebody. There's so many different players and so many, angry players or impatient players or any of the above. So
you can't please everybody,
right? So they have to figure out who are they going for. What group? The people that have been playing.
What I think they should do, and what I keep telling them to do, is open a shop for t-shirts and hats and mugs, and like they don't actually have a store for the game yet. So if they want to make some extra money, maybe they can sell Guilty a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's going on? Giggity!
Yeah.
Oh, I have all alerts turned off.
Thing.
I noticed that.
I could turn alerts on.
I just have the stream pulled up over there.
That's because we're actually recording the podcast tonight, guys. If you are just now coming in, this is usually a Patreon only thing. This is a one-time thing for.
I should probably leave alerts off since this is going to be on Patreon.
The upcoming stream with the devs is why we're doing this.
Stream it this time more often. What's up, Giggity? Thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, so anybody watching right now, we film a podcast every single week, and we talk about various topics. Now, this is kind of a special week. I've been playing with a lot of different systems and some different ways to stream. So I asked Daft and Guilty if they were willing to stream live so that I could test out some stuff and kind of kill two birds with one stone. We will record the podcast live, and then I'll upload it to Patreon later. So normally this is only a Patreon podcast, but we're live tonight. Look at
Brad.
Daft's got his hair all done.
All done.
Looking mighty studly, Daft.
Your background is very impressive.
Nice and organized.
It's fun.
Is the rest of your house that organized?
Certain parts.
All right, what's the most disorganized? What about your garage? What about the garage?
Garage is half perfect and half. We recently got you guys heard about it. Getting rid of a lot of junk, and so the garage has a little bit of junk left in for the next run. But as far as that, I could compress it to the side and fit 2 cars in there.
Nice.
So nice. It's been a minute since we've done that. Because we've had a couple people living in the backyard or in our backspace, and we had that was kind of a storage, and all that got pushed in here to the house in general, and that was a nightmare. But we got rid of most of it in the last few months, and now it's kind of getting there. But yeah, the kitchen, the bathrooms, any of the computery areas, the kids' rooms are pretty good. Yeah,
that's good.
Front room gets a little wrecked because the animals kind of have their way, but
Massimus42, thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. Eway has a question for Daft. You can see it. What's the necrotic light case behind you, Daft?
Necrotic.
The forbidden chest question mark.
I'm looking this one up here. I'm trying to figure out which way.
I think he's just talking about the green light.
It's just this. It's like a little bar light. I don't really like it. It's okay. It's not too adjustable.
He's laughing.
Change it out.
By the way, on the last stream, I told Eway he has to get his passport ready because on the next gaming convention, he's required to go. So,
yeah, Eway, it's just a bar light. They're not that great. It just does this type thing.
Oh, look. Guilty's frozen solid.
He done froze.
He done gone? He'll come back in. He'll come back in. Okay, so we've been talking last Epoch. Okay? To give everybody an update, May 6th, just 3 days from today, after Mike's community stream, okay, he's going to raid my Aaron Action RPG Twitch. Oh, it's okay. He'll come back. And after he raids it, him and Nifty are going to join me for a stream to build my new unique. Okay. So that's happening May 6th. And I can't wait. All right. I'm going
It's
to go.
coming up. Could be quick. This thing got all screwed up.
I know it's because it's built for 3 people on. And now
Gotcha.
it's you could share your screen to make yourself look better if you want.
He had a power surge apparently.
Oh, Guilty had a power surge. Watch. Click share your screen. Don't worry, everybody. It's okay. Power surge.
Yeah, that's what he called it.
If you share your screen, you'll go back to normal.
Oh,
He's specced into freeze duration. Oh, poor Guilty. I thought he was just staring off into the abyss, and then I realized that his video went out. Okay. So, some ideas that have been submitted for my new unique effect. Okay. 1. Undead squirrels. So just like Zizarin's unique, where wolves become squirrels, we put in that the body armor for Necro changes skeletons into undead squirrels. So we put in that idea. Okay. We put in for a guardian shield where you're tethered to your golem and you get more defense and your golem does more damage but takes more damage. We've put in where you take on the affixes of your minions, so it's easy to scale with your minions. We've put on where your Archmage and Skeleton Mage becomes bigger and stronger. We've put in where skeletons become skeleton captains that do necrotic damage. All of these ideas. We've put in Rise the Dead. We've put in when a skeleton dies, 2 come in their place. See, there you go. Just leave it like that.
Yeah.
You're good. And then that little screen will be fine. When Guilty comes back, you could just unclick it and then he'll pop in.
Right.
I'd rather you go Golem. More in
Golem?
link with Necro.
I was pushing Golem too. I liked the Golem idea. It doesn't have a lot of love in the game. It feels like the leftover, like the left behind minion. You know, everything else has been kind of buffed up. They are giving it new skin, so they are doing that. They are going to, I believe, change the skill tree, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
So, I don't...
But that makes it harder to build for the item, right? Because we don't know what they're going to do with the skill tree.
Oh my gosh, Iwe, I was talking to the developers for 11th Hour Games, and I told them I love golems in PoE, and I don't want to copy PoE, but it would be so cool if we could do something with golems. And that's why I gave the idea that my new unique body armor that's coming to the game, maybe you can summon a twin golem, and then if you take that, and then if you're wearing the body armor, and then you also take the node in the skill tree that gives you 2 golems, now maybe you can make 4. Or is there a way we can make like a little army of golems? Like, I thought that would be so much fun. But the main idea submitted right now is Guardian Shield. And it's so the unique body armor, this is what it would do. In Frenzy Totem, you can tether it to yourself. And then, you know, you get big boosts from being tethered to your totem. The idea is that when you wear this unique item, my unique armor, and you have a golem up, you are tethered to that golem, just like you would do for the totem. Guilty just came back. So your golem's running around and you are tethered to it. And when that's happening, you have more survivability. The golem does more damage, but the golem takes more damage. And since you're tethered to the golem, it puts you more in harm's way. Now, when we submitted that idea, they said it was very interesting and they really liked it. They said right now they're working on some background stuff to see if it would work, because a golem is different than a frenzy totem because the golem moves, where the totem is stationary. So it's easy for the tether to work on the totem, but they don't know how the tether would work on a moving golem. So,
Right.
welcome back, Guilty.
Yes, sir.
Say something. Is your audio working? No.
Oh yeah. Just
yeah,
fun
you're good.
times in Florida.
Fun times Florida search.
Hey, you said something negative about Florida. Kind of.
It was fun times.
Fun times. So Golem Link, yeah. A Blazin, we really like that idea. Sad when I saw Golem in LA. If you ever have seen Dogma, then summon a Golem made of poop. Good idea. Replaces all your skeletons with small Golems. Golems now gain stats of the skeletons and Golem tree. That would be ridiculous. No, that would be ridiculous in an awesome way. They can make it in being nearby to it and have a visual indicator similar to Bastion of Honor. What I told them, Droid, was you could use the shield from Soulfire Bastion Dungeon, the Fire Necrotic Shield, also changed the color, so you could use like white, and then you could use the tether from Frenzy Totem, which already is in the game, and then I don't know what you could put on the golem unless the tether like is directly on it. And then you put a ring around the golem where you have to stand within a certain range for it to work. And they think it might work. I don't know.
Okay. It limits your. You're always gonna. I don't know. You're gonna use the golem typically as a tank, so it's ideally pulling the aggro from you. So as long as that's working, you could be within that range.
But Necro is very squishy, so
they are.
Unless you're using Rip Blood to create Ward, which I used to do a lot, because it builds Ward and mana. Yeah, that was my old build for a long time. But that kind of got nerfed pretty bad, and we no longer, like, Wraiths are easier to maintain now. You don't need to build a large army of them. But it's a way to stay alive. A way to make them aggressive at the cost of defense would be nice. Aggressive meaning they run in front of you instead of behind. Oh, man. So,
yeah.
Guilty. I think we're just going to talk last epoch. I don't know. There's so many good questions. So, future of Necro in last epoch is stances. Okay? And they have talked about wanting to do this for a long time. So, for example, you could put your minions in aggressive mode, and that allows them to go out a little farther from you and maybe attack enemies off screen. You can put them in defensive mode where they don't go more than 1 foot from you. You can put them in, whatever other, some games have those types of ways to set your minions up. And I'm hoping in the future, later on, that is something we will see for Necro, or maybe Beastmaster, or maybe just any class that has minions in the future. Stances for those. When you say stances, my mind pops up Monk in Diablo. Dude, I love the Monk in Diablo. It's a good class.
Classic class. Yeah.
We're probably going to get a monk class.
No, we're not.
For last
I bet we will.
Ooh. I don't see
it's
it.
It's not going to be a Falconer either. It's going to be the other one.
We haven't finished the game's classes we have right now. We can't talk about classes we want on top of that.
No, I don't want the monk. I didn't play the monk.
Oh, okay. Well, additional classes, I'll say, whether or not we want them.
No, I don't think it's an additional class. I think one of the ones we think is not going to be the monk is going to be the monk. It's not going to be the Falconer.
What do you think?
I think, what's the other one? What's it called?
The Warlock, Falconer.
Warlock. The Warlock's going to be like a dark monk type. It's going to be like a dark yoga practitioner or something. Rune magic or something.
Hack and Slash says a priority system would be great for instance focused on ranged enemies. Massima says cool, sounds interesting. Dank says I would like to see the stances be more active than just a passive toggle.
Well, they were active in the past, or there was, Now they've kind of nerfed him into just passives, really.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Stances for Falconeer. Dude, did you guys hear about Falconeer?
No.
I mean,
Oh,
I
no.
guess it's not a whole lot to hear, but Mike confirmed. If you don't know Mike, he's the one that does the Friday streams for Last Epoch on Community.
Good old Mike.
That Falconeer is not a minion class, which maybe that makes people happy.
I should have wore my Mike shirt today.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is Mike.
There he is.
This is going to get sent to Mike eventually. It's our own homage to Mike and his Friday spiels.
Now I've got to rip that and send him that part of this stream so that he sees it. He'd be like, these guys are friggin' nuts.
I'll be right back. I'll go get the shirt.
All right, go get the shirt. It's going to be like, what is wrong with these people? X, what's up, sir? We were talking about your idea where one summons dies, or one skeleton dies and 2 gets raised. I'm really hoping the Warlock is dot heavy and pushes more into Rip, Blood, and Morrow Shard build. So they've updated. I'll try and pull this up without screwing it up. Last Epoch Warlock. Who wrote that? Dank, have you read the description? Do you know the description of Warlock? Xever, what's up, boys? What's up, sir?
AX.
It's been a while. Okay, Dank, listen to this. Listen to this. 3 masteries still not in the game. Rune Master, Warlock, Falconeer. Okay, you gotta stand up and let people see it though. Oh, he can't hear me. We can't see it.
You got to show it off. So you will find that in our Discord as well. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. So funny. Mike, we love you. Okay. Dank, listen to this. Falconeer, Rune Master, Warlock. I want Warlock more than all of them. Here is the current description. We have found a new understanding of the ancient powers. You realize now that true artistry lies not in the shaping of flesh, but rather the twisting of the soul. The body is a shadow of the light within, a fragile thing that recoils at your touch. Curses that dim that light blind the mind. Hexes that chip it can shatter the body. The faintest word from your lips may bear vile enough magic to snuff that light out entirely. Warlock, master of
That's an occult monk.
Right? Warlock, master of the forbidden arts. They tear into the essence of their foes, twisting and corrupting their spirits with relentless curses and hexes.
Occult monk.
Why is it called Falconeer then if they aren't pet oriented? So, okay.
That one kind of.
Wow, worst ad break ever. Oh yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry, sir. Dank, how much did you hear? I'll read the last part. Warlock, I read a whole paragraph, but master of the forbidden arts, they tear into the essence of their foes, twisting and corrupting their spirits with relentless curses and hexes. Daft, wow. Hack and slash. Why is it called Falconeer then if they aren't a pent-oriented class? So it's actually funny because this is how I used to think, okay? Just bear with me for a second. Whenever I looked at Last Epoch and you looked at like a Sentinel, you looked at an Acolyte, you look at all the base classes, they normally break down into kind of 3 buckets. It's like kind of tanky, kind of DPS, and then a summoning class, right? Druid, DPS, you know, Beastmaster, summoning class, and Shaman's going to get completely redone. But anyways, everything was a bucket. So it's like, what kind of character do you like? And then based upon that, what kind of play style do you like? They do not want that mold. They don't want it to be like, oh, I like undead things, so I'll click Acolyte. Okay, I like being a minion class, so I pick Necro. Oh, I want DPS, I pick Lich. Oh, I want curses, I'll pick Warlock. And then all three of those you could find in any other class. They want it very specific. So like, you love minions, you pick Necro. You love being a Beastmaster, you go to Primalist Beastmaster. You love transforming, well, what do you like transforming? Do you like transforming and having pets? Because then you go into Druid. If you like transforming and you are the powerhouse, you go into Lich. They want everyone to feel very different. And for a long time, for Rogue, it was like, okay, Rogue has Marksman for range. And then they have Blade Dancer. Blade Dancer? Is that what it's called? Blade Dancer. Yeah, for melee. So everyone's like, oh, well, they don't have a minion class. So obviously Falconeer is going to be the minion class for Rogue. Last stream, maybe it was the stream before, they said Falconeer will not be minion focused. So, yeah, I was really disappointed because I thought Falconeer was going to be the ballista class, where you would have ballistas or cannon carts or something as your summons, because there's no guns. They're never going to add guns into the game. So like if you have ballistas, you know, crossbow, like that's kind of, but no.
What's the difference between a bow and arrow and a gun?
One fits the lore of the game and one does not. Right? When they say it's not a minion class, I believe that means we're not scaling minion health and damage to get the bird to do damage or make an impact, which likely means an unkillable minion that has stats tied to the character and skills based on how you spec and use the mastery ability. I have no idea how they're going to use the bird. You guys even know what he's talking about? Guilty Daft, do you know what he's talking about?
I've been trying to think of how they're going to use it, because it's not if it's not a pet class or a minion class. What's the bird? Is it going to like buff in an area?
Hold on.
Kind of like Lost Ark's bird for the gun, whatever it is, the sharpshooter. Sharpshooter has a bird that when he goes up, it just gives everyone else a buff. I mean, it could work that way in Last Epoch.
Listen to this. Falconeer, a master tactician, tactician who employs deceptive traps and the aid of a fearsome bird of prey swooping across the battlefield to gain an advantage against their enemies. That's a minion class.
That's a minion class.
I know. Daft, I can't hear you. You muted yourself. You're red. Your mic's off.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a minion class.
My bad.
No,
I've been
fine.
super confused about that because I was very stoked for the Falconer. And then they said that, and I've been confused ever since.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm a little weary of the class now. It looked like it was going to be like maybe you could use your Raven or Crow or whatever to, attack something, and maybe you get its abilities for 30 seconds, like a headhunter type steal. It could be, but I don't know if they don't want a minion.
Well, what makes you excited about Falconeer, right, is like Warlock. Okay, Warlock's going to be cool, but it's going to be a dot class, most likely. Hexes,
Right.
curses, right? I'm sure it's going to have some cool stuff where it's like, you curse this group of enemies, and then those enemies might fight for you, right? You could get them to,
Right.
That's what curses and hexes are.
Confuse, basically.
Exactly. Fear and probably be a great multiplayer class. But you've seen a Warlock in other games. And then you talk about the Rune Master. And I think the Rune Master I haven't looked at these in so long. The Rune Master, kind of the same. The Rune Master, a savant of the arts of runes, able to infuse magic into offensive and protective wards that devastate those who trespass them. Actually, that's kind of interesting. A ward, like shields and guilty thoughts.
You guys ever watch the original Tron or the 1985 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
Dune, where they had the little shields pop up over them?
Right.
That's what I think every time he reads that. It's like, oh, you just need Captain Picard to come tell you the slow
Right.
knife gets through the shield.
Engage.
Yeah.
Right.
Make
Basically.
so yeah, but the way it worked there, and that would be cool if you had like some type of a shield around you or your teammates or whatever. That'd be cool.
Oh my gosh, Guilty, you're gonna love this. So you brace yourself for a second, okay? Guilty, brace
no.
yourself.
For impact.
Incoming.
Last Epoch Rune Master description.
Mhm.
Oh.
You have tamed the power of raw arcane, weaving its chaos with the art of runes. You can recall your youth, the trouble you once had transcribed the simplest glyph and scoff. You can carve intricate symbols into the air, ensnaring your foes, raising walls, and golems from nothing but your own knowledge.
That's the hint we were given the other day, where maybe they're already doing something.
You have become
Okay.
an artisan of sorts, but your craft is that of reality itself. Summon golems from nothing. Rune Master.
So it makes me think that's going to be a
Golem?
occult monk.
Who knows? I mean, I dare to say, because it's really hard to pick because they're so hinged on lore, which is fine, but how are they going to try to streamline all these classes to fit some type of lore within the game proper?
But again, this fits the model that we were talking about. So you have under Mage, you have the Sorcerer, ranged DPS. You have the Spellblade, melee DPS. And now you have the Rune Master, pets, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be only pets, but, it's probably going to be like the weird, you can run pets, you can ensnare foes. It's going to be more multiplayer, raise walls, debuff, buff allies.
That's going to be, it's a support class, because we all know that golems don't do as much damage as it looks like they should do. And they can take a lot of, they can absorb a lot of damage. Well, chances are good they're going to work the same way for that class. And you're going to be, slowing enemies down, doing AoE to them probably, maybe shielding the game seems to be heading in a multiplayer focused way, and that's not bad.
Not bad. Depends, it's going to change the game going forward. We know that. So the balance, I think, is what they're completely worried about. And if they don't see the thing for the multiplayer, how are they going to add 2 new classes? If multiplayer's done, they're going to have to it is what it is. They're going to have to add those in and rebalance it again, most likely.
People testing currently, I think they're under NDA or something. They're not allowed to talk about it. They might have those classes.
All right. Daft, I'm officially putting you in charge of the chat because I can't keep up with it. And you're doing a pretty good job with it. Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
I know. I know. I have so many. Okay. Balancing. We talked Falconeer, talked Rune Master, talked Warlock, talked my new unique. We talked about multiplayer. While Daft is reading chat, Guilty.
Yeah.
They have said they want multiplayer to drop successfully from a server stability, playability, smoothness, operational side of things.
Yeah, they don't want it to Wilson.
They don't want a Wilson. But They're going to focus on balance after it working correctly.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't balance it until it's working.
But I don't think they're going to do any
It makes
balance.
sense.
What do you think?
Well, it's going to be an unbalanced. I think they have plans. Like they're doing things forward thinking. Like they're not exactly balancing. What they're doing is they're guessing that this will be beneficial for multiplayer, and then once they actually get it working and on mass scale, they can start balancing it. I think they're putting forward thought into it. You see it with the bear. The way bear works is definitely support.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a Blazin 31 was talking about, how they're going to have the tree for the Falconeers pet basically, and if it shreds armor on your target every so many seconds, maybe it's unkillable, so it's not targetable, that kind of thing. I think that's a thing. I mean, what do you think about targetable for it? Just a pet that roams. I don't know. What do you?
So here's the thing. I'm thinking in my head, there's nothing in the game that does something that isn't killable. There's no. Well, I'm sorry. What it'll likely be is like a Beastmaster's follower, so it could be downed but not killed.
Right.
I think that's
probably the angle they'd go.
Yeah,
because they would never do it's unkillable. So like whatever it does, it's forever. Unless
if it was unkillable, it'd be probably weak and not that.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't want it to be super strong and everybody would just use it because they got a unkillable buffing or debuffing minion, right? So
what they'll do is that since it's literally the name of the class is Falconeer, and it's in the description that you have a falcon on your side, which would make sense.
Right.
It's probably the skill you get by taking on the mastery. So only obviously Falconeers can get the falcon, just like how Beastmasters are the only ones that could have the raptor. Like the raptor, is only for Beastmasters. Anyways,
right.
I guess that is weird. Like, what if you don't take the falcon skill, then you just don't have, you're a Falconeer without a falcon? I have no idea.
Or it has some base abilities.
How many reiterations
expand upon?
Like, do you think they've actually designed it more than once? Like they had their white sheet and were like, no, that doesn't work. How many times do you think that's happened?
A lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Music Droid, they are going to nerf poison, just so you know. That's pretty much that's gonna happen. So you turn into a bird. I read that comment. What's up, Coffee?
Could be a thing.
No.
Could be a thing. Why not?
Turn into a bird?
That's more druidy, maybe.
It's too druidy.
As far as lore goes, because they're going to try to keep the lore involved. So
is there currently a book I can go and read the lore of Last Epoch?
I feel like I follow the game too much because I can almost answer every question that Mike can answer since I've watched every stream at least 50 times. Anyways, they have multiple lore masters working for the company or working for the studio, and they are working on books. So that is coming.
Good.
Frodo is here.
They can create more lore.
What's happening, Frodo?
Yeah, it was a pigeoneer at first, I believe. See, Guilty, I was a pigeoneer.
Pigeoneer, yeah. Then to a turtle dove. Turtle dove dancer.
Okay, so you think, which obviously makes sense, forget balance, get multiplayer off to get the community and get everyone off your back, make sure it's stable, and then let the community, what we're going to do is break the game. We're going to have so many builds that are ridiculously synergized together. Like we'll all run paladins and be unkillable or something like that. And then they'll balance it around the crazy stuff we do and just keep reeling it in until it feels like it's in a good spot.
Like you said, wwhatever they are at is going to be 9.0 when we get multiplayer. All of that is going to be them balancing multiplayer. Like from 0.9 to 1.0 will be balancing and fixing and
right. I remember hearing, and I could be wrong, are they planning on releasing an early version of the game to like a small group and
Not-
then go to the general public?
So
I
since
haven't heard that.
Tencent, we don't know
Okay.
what's going to happen.
Don't bring up Tencent. Ah,
We love you,
I
Tencent.
love you.
no. Yes, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you, Tencent.
Be kind to us. He's a Croyd.
Um,
Here's to version
9.3.
0.9365. No, you didn't write it right. It would be here's the version 093 B, C, D, E, F.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
always
Echo.
it's always
Echo.
it's followed up with letters.
Yeah.
Launcher
Into
coming.
eternity.
Oh gosh. See, they bring up Tencent, and then here's where we go.
Well,
All
I
right.
mean, that's cool.
So Guilty, if Falconeer, Warlock, and Rune Master were dropped today, which one would you pick first to try?
Oh.
If
And all you know is what we know from this podcast.
just from reading
That's all you know.
I got turned off to Falconer when I said it wasn't going to be a pet class. So it would be one of the other two.
Okay.
Probably the
Yeah,
Warlock.
thinking Warlock.
Probably the Warlock.
No, I picked Warlock. Fine. You got to pick.
I call dibsies.
No, you have to do Rune Master because it makes a golem army.
Well, I
Like
mean,
the
I
rock,
do like
paper,
they
scissors.
they look cool. Like as far as aesthetics go, I really like the golems look cool. It's not it's fun having giant monsters that you can just call.
So, by the way, too, it's confirmed that all golems, Bear and Sabretooth are all getting. Well, Bear and Sabretooth are getting new skill trees and new animation. Golem might be getting a refresh skill tree and new animation.
Did you say Bear's getting a new skill tree again?
Summon Bear,
Ah.
the minion.
The little
Okay.
one.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm curious. I would think that it's kind of in line with how cool the Druid's bear. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be cool looking. It won't be that size, obviously, but I'm sure it's going to look. I'm sure it's going to look ridiculous.
They've been doing good with their new stuff. Like that polar bear skin that thing looks mean. The new the tree, the Groot looks awesome. Swarmblade looked like it was more of an alien than a bug to me. Still kind of cool.
Okay. Hack and Slash just put something in the chat that I thought I was always alone with my thought. I've never said it out loud because I love Necro so much. Hopefully they tone down the Flame Golem model because it makes my eyes bleed a bit. It is the brightest and largest and most annoying looking minion. It makes it. I never use it because I hate looking at the damn thing.
Like staring into the sun.
Oh my gosh. That's fine. I think it'll be a new
lot of speculation.
twist
Yeah.
on the summon class where your damage is not all coming from your Falcon, but the Falcon will assist you in combat. Blenzer's here. Hey, Aaron. Hey, guys. Nice to see you
Hey,
all
Blenzer.
together. I don't like lightning beacons either. Those are okay because it's only for a second, I guess. All right, gentlemen, what else do we got going on?
All right.
Podcasts are normally an hour and a half. We're in an hour and 23 minutes.
Well, we'd like to mention the event going on with Steam. Actually, our community plays a lot of rogues of every type, Metroidvanias, and even Souls-like games. We got a bunch of people playing those. And Going Rogue Festival of Persistence on Steam. This shines a lot of light on roguelikes and roguelites, which we, like I said, we play a lot of. They're getting a lot of love. We might see a lot more of them in the future because of this. Like games like what was it? The Vampire Survivor. That
Vampire Survivor.
$3 game.
Oh,
That's a
X
$3 game
loves
that was
Vampire
very
Survivor.
popular.
Yeah, X is always playing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many that are just getting popularity because of this. And then you have Hades, which was great.
Yep.
There's several out. I mean, I've been playing
Anvil.
Snowmancer again.
Well, it seems like
Chronicons,
Rogues.
there's so many.
It seems like
Chronicons good.
indie studios have been really honing in on Rogues, because I'm guessing they're probably a lot easier to develop, and it's like instant fun, right? It's everyone's trying to create that, whatever that next Among Us or like something that's a huge hit.
Right.
Yeah, it was like Noita. There, One Way Heroics. Those games that if you can sit down and play 15, 20, 30 minutes, get up and not have to worry about progression, putting 100 hours into it to get anywhere, just have fun and have that run be how can I build this character in one run versus how can I build this character over the course of 1,000 hours?
Right. It's a different kind of grind. It's a quick. I've been playing roguelikes for forever, and that's the pull. You're never into this huge overbearing thing. It's usually could be a long campaign or whatever, but you get in intermediate progressions as you go through, so it makes it less grindy, and you can come and go and not have to worry about it. It's the fun factor is definitely usually higher.
Yeah.
What else, Guilty?
Well, I mean, we just wanted to highlight that that's good
So,
for
yeah, if you
us.
guys-
It's good for people that like that type of game because indie developers are going to make that. They already are. Look at Devolver Digital. Enter the Gungeon. Come on.
Oh, come on. All right. Gentlemen, each of you get 2 minutes. Game you're playing this week. Go. Daft goes first.
Go with Daft.
Okay, what have I played this week? As I just mentioned, I played a little bit more Sloremancer. They've released more on that.
I gotta play Sloremancer again. I haven't gone back since they released the jail.
They've added, new areas, new creatures, new the progression feels a little better. What else have I played? I also played Dune this week, the new Dune. That's a nice little RTX 4X mix. That's a fun game. It's really engaging. It is a little difficult. There's a learning curve, but you can pause, so you can not get overwhelmed by an RTS style where it's constant. What else did I play this week? I played a little more Project Zomboid. Not too much. A couple hours this week. Still like that game. It has a nice pull.
And you played Lost Ark.
And of course, I've been playing Lost Ark as the main game that I put time into, getting our characters all leveled up and all that jazz. Had one of our guildmates. We did a nice long hour long last night where we were just talking about all the different higher level things you're going to want to do to develop your character past just where you stand, or you go into shops and you get start learning how to mix your gear up and stuff like that. That was cool. But
did that today. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, so I did that last night with Fallon, and then that helped a lot, and it helps you just progress without searching everything. So that's the short list of the games this week.
You read what UA just said?
Let's see.
Go, UA.
Good for you, man.
UA said I could finally transform myself into a Makoko seed. You monster.
Almost there.
Guilty, what are you playing this week?
I'm just going to focus on Dune Spice Wars.
4X.
The blog this week for the Patreon subs is actually on this as well. It is a 4X game with RTS elements. A lot of people thought it was an RTS game. It is not an RTS in the sense that a StarCraft is. But
I like StarCraft.
Well, StarCraft's good.
That's
so is this.
But
this has a heavy emphasis on economy. If you make a mistake, you will be punished for it, and sometimes multiple times. I lost an entire army to sandworms. I've lost an entire army to the elements. I've lost my entire country to multiple factions just coming in at the same time because they can bum rush you.
Yes,
it's meant to be hard.
Oh yeah, and it is, and it's fantastic because, for instance, you're on the other side of the globe. Everything's happening in real time because that's the real time part of this. You can pause it, like you said, but something you're doing on the other side of the globe might be attacking a settlement, trying to take it over. Maybe you're going to build something to like a building or something, some type of construction someplace else. While that's happening, a sandworm is eating one of your refiners, one of your trucks that gets the dust or the spice. Every time that happens, you have to wait. Your spice you have to keep on intaking because you have to pay taxes every month, and if you miss on your taxes,
the
you get
increasing
fines.
taxes.
Yeah, so like if your spice mines start slowing down, you're screwed. Those sandworms keep on coming and taking your spice trucks. It's bad. The game is great.
Oh my gosh, I feel myself getting agitated. Anyway, he's talking about a new non-RTS Dune Spice Wars.
It's a 4x RTS. Combat takes place in real time. It's closer to RTS combat than it is 4x combat.
With a lot less units. Like
you're right. I was talking about that earlier. Water is very scarce, and you have to be able to feed water to your entire country. So every city requires water, and that water is shared amongst your army. So do you want to have cities or do you want to have an army?
Yep.
You have to have both. You have to balance it.
Right.
So even that becomes part of the economy. It's pretty deep. Pretty deep.
Sounds tough. Flenser says it's good, very hard though.
Yeah, I agree, Flenser.
What about you, Aaron? What you been playing?
I've been Last Epoch. Last Epoch. I'm only playing Last Epoch.
That's true.
That's 2 new build guides coming, my Smiter and my Be Like Raiden Lightning Mage. I've been updating those builds and fine-tuning them for 0.85. Other than that, this week, what's today? It's early in the week, so.
Today it's Tuesday.
That's pretty early. Oh, that's your weekend. It's your Friday. No, it's your Saturday. Right?
Yeah,
Saturday.
It's his day.
So
midweekers.
So I've only been playing Last Epoch. I've been spreading awareness for Friday, and I'm going to do that right now for the last time for this stream. Friday, May 6th, 3 p.m. PDT, right after, immediately following Mike's community stream, I will be live with 2 developers from 11th Hour Games building my new unique for the game in real time on this stream. So don't miss out. Come hang out. Tell me what to do.
Flenser's like, are you doing your dailies, Aaron?
No, I'm not doing that.
Aaron's doing work.
Yeah, he's doing
got a lot to prep.
The last day I did my dailies was Sunday, so it's not too bad. Saturday and Sunday I got my dailies in. But it's weird. So I do for Lost Ark, I'll do my Chaos, I'll do my Dungeons, I'll do my Triple Guardian for the event. And then I do my, Unas or whatever it is, the actual tasks, the 3 daily tasks.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. And then I'll go to my stronghold and just start some ship stuff. I don't even know what that stuff does. And that's it. That's all. That's my dailies.
I'm running around doing those, but then I'm also mixing in getting the Ignis phones, so completion for the zones. Got one today, got the first one.
Anyway, says dailies, all dailies, Oh, that's all the dailies I know. Yeah, that's all I know.
Well, they're all dailies, and then there's the guild dailies you can do. There's the Una's task dailies.
I've got tons of cube and boss rush, and I got all those tickets and crap. I need to use them.
I've been busy selling legendary grudge books.
You found 2 of them, right?
2. Sold them both. Fantastic. Fun times.
What was the cost on both?
The first one I sold for 97. The second one I sold for about 12.
Very nice.
Freaking monster.
Yeah, it's part of the thing.
And then I went and bought all the equipment that I needed.
Anyway, the success rate after plus 17. What is it?
Trash.
1%? Come on. No, it is not. Is it really 1%?
Lord.
You got to use your honing stuff to try to
Get it
fail
up to 5%.
to get it up, just like with the engravings, and then
Eway,
or the-
what
yeah, you're
Eway,
using
once
that.
all your gears at plus 17, what score are you at? Damn, it's 1%. Come on, you could at least give like starting at 5%. 1%.
That's
feels pretty tragic.
I mean, he's at 14, 15.
Is that what it
when
is?
they release the next content, it's going to be easier to get to that.
It might.
That
You're
is
right.
seriously.
It's the way it works.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, everybody. That's it. Podcast 13 in the books. Thank you all for coming and checking out my Twitch. Obviously, this will be loaded to Patreon as well. And if you have any interest in joining the Patreon, it is down in the About section. Join the Discord. Great community. Thank you, Guilty and Daft. Any final words?
It was great. Good times. Nice to see the
Yeah,
community
yeah.
and
Good
chat
night,
with them,
everyone.
and directly, not indirectly, but yeah, it's good times.
That's
And yeah,
it.
Good night, everybody.
Aaron, Daft, and Guilty out.